Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to give you the explanation of the Burmese invasion of Assam. So, without wasting time, let's get started. But before starting, please do make sure to subscribe to Press Learning, and press the bell icon to all, so that you stay tuned to our latest videos. Burmese invasion of Assam. Introduction. After the death of Ahom King Gorinath Singha, he was succeeded by Kamaleshwar Singha in 1795 AD. Taking advantage of the Moa rebellion, which has been fought consequently for 35 years. Weakened the Ahom dynasty, the Burmese king along with the Singphos attacked the capital of Ahom Kingdom Bengmara, presently Tinsukia, in Upper Assam. The Moa sought help from the Burmese, which was initially not cooperated. It was only after repeated appeals that the Burmese agreed to send troops to Assam to help the Moa. At the very meantime, Purnananda Burhagohain was the prime minister or the Burhagohain of Ahom dynasty. Purnananda, learning that too much foreign interference in internal matters would adversely affect the kingdom. So, he allowed the Moa to rule independently in the region between Brahmaputra and Dayang, christened as the Matak Raja. The Moa, on proclaiming the ruler of the Matak Raja, they thereafter became loyal towards the Ahom power. As the Singphos and the Kamtis along with the Moa rebels attacked the Ahom kingdom, the prime minister, Purnananda, very diplomatically, a person who is always ready to fight, presented Ahom girl, Rangili Idu, aunt of Badanchandra, to Singpho chief, Baikonong, to establish cordial relations. Baikonong, however, presented Rangili to Burmese king, Bodapaya, to maintain good relations. It was Rangili who later on, ironically, helped Badanchandra against the prime minister, Purnananda Burhagohain. In Kamrup, Haradutta and Biradutta Chowdhury revolted against the Ahom kingdom. Purnananda blamed Badanchandra, the Barpukan of Gauhati, for the revolt. Hence, Badan was replaced by Kalayabhomora as the new Barpukan of Gauhati. This action of Purnananda sowed the dissatisfaction in the mind of Badanchandra against him. Meanwhile, the revolt of Haradutta and Biradutta Chowdhury, which Kalayabhomora was successful in suppressing, came to be popularly known as Danduaroa. In appreciation, the Ahom king conferred the title of Pratapballabh on Kalayabhomora. Kalayabhomora dreamt of constructing a bridge on the Brahmaputra at Silgat. His death, however, didn't allow his plans to materialize. That big dream of Kalayabhomora came into reality by the construction of the Kalayabhomora Bridge in 1987 by connecting Sonitpur and Nogon districts. Its length is 3,015 meters. Causes of the Burmese invasion. Purnananda was the Burhagohain or the prime minister of the Ahom kingdom during the reign of King Gorinath Singha. Gorinath Singha was an incapable ruler. Therefore, all the authority rested with the Burhagohain. Taking advantage of the situation, Purnananda took complete control of the administration. He was, however, despotic and arrogant in nature. When Gorinath Singha died, Purnananda declared a minor Kamaleshwar Singha as the new king, so that he himself would still have all the powers and the king would be a mere puppet in his hands. After the death of Kamaleshwar Singha in 1810 AD, Purnananda again made another minor boy, Chandrakanta Singha, the king of the Ahom kingdom. Due to his autocratic nature and various atrocities meted by him, many people despised Purnananda and organized rebellions against him. One conspiracy after another was hatched to depose him from power. One such rebellion was the Panamua Rebellion, which however was severely suppressed. Another major rebellion took place during the reign of Chandrakanta Singha, led by his arrogant friend Satram. Learning about the conspiracy in advance, Purnananda had everyone except Satram hanged. The Prime Minister Purnananda Burhagohain tried his best to re-establish Ahom rule over the region. With great efforts, he finally suppressed all the rebellions, and firmly established the royal authority over the kingdom. For smooth functioning of administration or to consolidate his power, he appointed all his relatives in high posts of Ahom kingdom. Badan Chandra Borphukan, the governor Barpukan of Guwahati, was anxious of the growing power of Purnananda Burhagohain. At first, he tried to make friendship with Purnananda Burhagohain. He gave his daughter Piju Gabhoru to Purnananda's son, Orashanath Singha, along with a huge amount of gold ornaments and utensils as dowry. The move backfired when Purnananda Burhagohain expressed his displeasure and suspected Badan Chandra Borphukan of misusing his office. Angered by the behavior of Purnananda Burhagohain, Badan Chandra Borphukan encouraged conspirators in the capital Jorhat with the aim to assassinate Purnananda Burhagohain. The conspiracy failed and the conspirators were punished. The allianced link of Badan Chandra Borphukan with the conspirators got revealed. Meanwhile, the people of western Assam complained Burhagohain about the atrocities committed by Badan Chandra Borphukan. Finally, in 1815 CE, Purnananda Burhagohain decided to act, and he sent a deputation with orders to arrest Badan Chandra Borphukan and bring him to the capital Jorhat for justice. Piju Gabhoru, the daughter-in-law of Purnananda Burhagohain, who was also the daughter of Badan Chandra Borphakan, sent an early message to her father, warning him of the impending danger. Warned by his daughter, Badan Chandra Borphakan escaped to Bengal, which was under British rule. This ignited the rivalry between Badanchandra Barpukan and the Burhagohain Purnananda. Burhagohain's men caught him at Chilmari in Bengal, but he again escaped with the help of local Tanadar or police officer. On fleeing to Rangpur, Bengal, Badan met David Scott. At Calcutta, Badan pleaded help from the English. The English declined his plea, stating their policy of non-interference in the internal matter of another kingdom. Around that time, Badan Chandra Borphakan met the envoy of Burmese King Bodapaya, who was on a visit at Calcutta. The envoy, after hearing his plea, took him to Burma and fixed an appointment with Bodapaya, who, having ulterior motives, willingly agreed. Badan went to the capital of Burma at Amarapura and sought the Burmese king, Alampaya, assistance to end the Burhagohain's tyranny. During the tenure of Burmese king, Alampaya, efforts have been undertaken for the extension of Burmese frontier. The ulterior motives of Bodapaya was that they wanted to use Assam as the military base against the English. The Burmese captured Arakan in 1784 AD. Hard-pressed by the Burmese atrocities and exploitation, around 40,000 Arakanese took refuge in British territories of Bengal. The Burmese king Bodapaya put pressure on the English to return the Arakanese, but the English refused. This refuge issue led to the dawning of the enmity between the Burmese and British one. At such a time, the plea of Badan for Burmese help in favor of Chandrakanta seemed advantageous to the Burmese king. He, however, had no plans of immediately taking over Assam and hence decided on providing military aid to Badanchandra against Purnananda. Perhaps the Burmese king was waiting for an opportune time for a direct invasion. Meanwhile, Rangili Idu, the Assamese queen who was also the aunt of Badanchandra, wife of Burmese king, Bodapaya, requested her husband to help Badan. Thus, it became easier for Badan to acquire Burmese help. First invasion. Badan Barpukan, with the help of 8,000 men sent by Bodapaya, with additional force of 8,000 soldiers from few tributaries kings of Burma, entered Assam via Patkai. Purnananda also sent an army under Daman Gogoi and Haubora to stop the advancing invaders. A battle was fought at Galadari, in which Badan's army defeated Purnananda's army. The news of Aham defeat saddened Purnananda so much that he died. He was succeeded by his son, Ruchinath I, which however lacked the qualities of his father. Thereafter another battle had taken place at Kathalbari between Ruchinath, son of Purnananda and New PM, and Badan's army, in which Ruchinath was defeated. After the defeat, Ruchinath fled to Gauhati. The Burmese occupied Jorhat, and Numali Rajmau, the mother of Chandrakanta, Aham king and successor of Kamaleshwar Singha, made arrangements in the capital to welcome Badan. Badan was made the new Barpukan with the designation of Mantri Barpukan. Along with Badan, two scribers, those who write script, had written notes of Burmese military operations in Assam. The two scripts are Baishali Hukong and Baishali Mung Dun Sun Kam. The Burmese, after a brief period, retained Chandrakanta as king and decided to return to their motherland, Burma. Badan also presented Themo or Hemo Idu to the king of Burma, Alampaya. The main aim of the Burmese invasion of Assam of 1817 AD was to safeguard Badan Barpukan and Swargadiyo Chandrakanta Singha from the oppressive Burhagohain, Purnananda. Hence, the Burmese invasion of 1817 can't be termed as an invasion in the real sense of the term. Second invasion. Reason for the second invasion. After the return of the Burmese forces, Badan became all-powerful. He began his atrocities upon the supporters of Purnananda as vengeance. There also occurred differences between the Barbarua and Barpukan. Further, the activities of Badan couldn't be tolerated, and hence, Numali Rajmau, King Chandrakanta's mother, hatched a conspiracy against Badanchandra. Badanchandra was assassinated in 1818 by Subadar Rup Singh. Ruchinath, the prime minister, who was at Gauhati after being defeated in the battle at Kathalbari, along with Brajanath, grandson of Rajeshwar Singha, and Purandar Singha, Ruchinath's son, advanced to Jorhat. Chandrakanta also sent a force under Luku Dekapukan against Ruchinath, while he himself retired to Rangpur. The commander Luku Dekapukan was defeated and was killed in the battle fought between Ruchinath and Luku Dekapukan. Ruchinath then proclaimed his son Purandar as the new Aham king. Meanwhile, King Chandrakanta was captured and his right ear was slit in order to disqualify him from sitting on the throne. Chandrakanta was banished or chased to Taratali near Jorhat. Implementation of second invasion. Taking advantage of the prevailing condition, that is assassination of Badanchandra and overthrow of Chandrakanta, the Burmese king, Bodapaya, in 1819 AD sent a force under a general named Alaminga. Alaminga attacked Purandar and Ruchinath at Fulapanachaga. Jagannath Dekil Pukan, brother of Ruchinath, son of Purnananda I, failed to push back the Burmese army. Being unable, Ruchinath and Purandar fled to Gauhati from the capital Jorhat. Chandrakanta Singha was again retained as the Ahom king and Patal Barua was given the post of Barbarua. Alaminga kept Minji Maha Tilwa to safeguard Chandrakanta and his administration and decided to return to his motherland, Burma. Third invasion. Reason for third invasion. Chandrakanta after assuming the throne took revenge on the supporters of Purandar and Ruchinath. During this period, Burmese emerged as the real rulers of the state, while Chandrakanta Singha remained a mute spectator of the Burmese. Hence, after Minji Maha Tilwa, Burmese soldier kept by Alaminga to safeguard Chandrakanta and his administration left, Chandrakanta took steps to prevent further Burmese inroad by constructing a fort at Jaipur. This work was supervised by Patal Barbarua of Ahom dynasty. Implementation of third invasion. On hearing the news of fort construction, Bagida, the successor of Burmese king Bodapaya, sent an army under Minji Maha Tilwa Burmese soldier to Assam, thereby leading to the third Burmese invasion of Assam 1821 AD. Minji Maha on seeing the construction killed the supervisor Patal Barbarua and tortured the Ahom soldiers. The progress of Burmese army and the horrible atrocities committed by them compelled King Chandrakanta to flee to Gauhati. The Burmese occupied Jorhat. The Burmese commander put pressure on Chandrakanta to return, but he refused. Now Chandrakanta Singha, Ahom king, Purandar Singha, son of Ruchinath Singha, and Ruchinath Singha, son of Purnananda and also the PM, are taking refuge in West Bengal with the British. Jogeshwar Singha. The refusal of Chandrakanta to return back to Assam made the Burmese to install a prince named Jogeshwar Singha on the Ahom throne in 1821 AD. Jogeshwar Singha was popularly known as the main Pata Raja, or king installed by Burmese. The Burmese, after appointing Jogeshwar Singha as the new king, they occupied Gauhati in Lower Assam and also demanded the English to return the fugitive Bagania coward rulers of Assam, Chandrakanta Singha, Purandar Singha and Ruchinath Singha. But the English refused. In this way, the second enmity between the English and the Burmese began. Meanwhile, the last battle fought to revive the independence of Assam was the Battle of Mahagar fought between Chandrakanta and the Burmese. In addition to this, another battle at Hadarakoki was fought in which too Chandrakanta was defeated. After this battle, another commander, Minji Maha Bandula, further strengthened the Burmese army and they tightened their hold over Assam. Monardin. The period from 1821 AD to 1825 AD is often referred to as the Monardin in Assam's history. The period in which the people of Assam were unable to bear the sufferings and the atrocities of Burmese, many became fugitive Bagania. This period is popularly known as the Mon Baganardin. Conclusion. Had Baden not invited the Burmese, there would have been no Burmese invasion. Baden had to take help from Burmese to end the Burhagohain's tyranny. Therefore, Baden Chandra Barpukan and Purnananda Burhagohain can be equally held responsible for the Burmese invasion. Results of the Burmese invasion of Assam. 1. The Burmese invasion paved the way for the downfall of 600 years old Ahom rule. 2. It hastened the collapse of the Ahom rule in Assam. 3. It had ruined the economy of Assam. 4. Burmese invasion adversely affected the social life of the state. 5. It led to the decrease in population, as many people, in fear of Burmese, had to flee to the neighboring hills and valleys. 6. It led to the intervention of the English East India Company. 7. Burmese already won Arakan, Manipur and Kashgar and once capture Assam, they would come to rival with the British. The British efforts in order to stop the advancing Burmese led to the First Anglo-Burmese War of 1824 to 1826. The First Anglo-Burmese War. After the British occupied Assam, they began to commit acts of plunder and aggression in the British territories. Their thirst for more tributaries increased gradually. Earlier in 1819, after winning Nagaon and through Manipur, they entered Kashgar. The Kashgar king Govind Chandra, unable to withstand the attack of Manipuri king Gambhir Singh, took refuge with the English. The English, learning that, if Burmese win Kashgar, it could pose a threat to Srihata, which lies on the Kashgar frontier and under British dominion. The entry of Burmese forces into Kashgar created chaos between the English and Burmese king. Thus, on the 5th of March 1824 AD, the English governor Lord Amherst declared war against the Burmese king, Bodapaya. With full preparation, the English forces from three sides begin to pursue the Burmese. 1. A British force under Lord Macmoraine from Golpara to Brahmaputra to Gauhati. 2. A British under David Scott from Chattagram and Srihata to Manipur, Arakan and Jayantia country. 3. A British force under Archibald Campbell from Aradwadi River to Rangoon. On the 28th of March 1824 AD, British occupied Guwahati. Unable to bear the English attack, the Burmese returned to Nagaon, Raha and Kalayabar. Within a very short span of time, the English were able to capture Gauhati and Golpara in Lower Assam. Colonel Richardson was appointed as the military governor of the newly occupied territory. The English marched towards Upper Assam. The Burmese rules continued in Upper Assam even though the region under Guwahati came under the British. Gradually, the English won over Nogong, Raja Kalayabar. The Burmese army with full preparation tried to resist the advancing British at Moramuk but failed. An English force under Lieutenant Neuville captured Jorhat on the 17th of December 1825. The Burmese retreated to Gorisagar. The English too advanced to Gorisagar and demolished the Burmese army. Having no other option, the Burmese returned to their motherland at Burma. Consequently, in June 1825, an English force under Neuville defeated the Singphos. English commander Pemberton took practical measures to drive out the Burmese from Manipur. When the English army occupied the Burmese town of Yandabu, the King of Burma had no other option but to conclude a peace treaty. It resulted in the signing of the famous Yandabu Treaty on the 24th of February 1826 between the English and the Burmese. This treaty marked the end of the First Anglo-Burmese War. The Article 2 of the Yandabu Treaty states that neither the Burmese handed over Assam to the English, nor anyone on behalf of Assam had signed the treaty. In fact, there wasn't any representative of Assam. The Aham king Chandrakanta Singha and Purandar Singha were however not allowed to reside in Rangpur and Jorhat. Chandrakanta began to stay in Guwahati and died after a brief period. In 1826, the Aham king Jogeshwar Singha, a puppet of the Burmese, also died. Treaty of Yandabu. During the First Anglo-Burmese War 1824 to 1826, 4 battles were fought. 1. Brahmaputra Valley, Aham Kingdom. 2. Kashar. 3. Manipur. 4. Burma. Being defeated in the hands of English, in 1825, the Burmese withdrew from Upper Assam. After having lost the 4 battles, the Burmese king on the 24th of February 1826 concluded a treaty with the company's government at a place called Yandabu. This famous Yandabu Treaty 1826 ended the First Anglo-Burmese War. Main provision of the Treaty of Yandabu. 1. The Burmese king had to pay 1 crore rupees as war indemnity to the English company. 2. British took over Arakan and Tanasaram. 3. The Burmese wouldn't be able to interfere in Assam, Kashar and Jayantia. 4. Burmese recognized Gambhir Singh as the king of Manipur. 5. There would be a British resident at Ava. The Treaty of Yandabu ended the Manar Din in Assam. After this treaty, the East India Company assumed control over Assam, thereby beginning the expansion of the empire in the region.